Hello, and we're back. More Ace Attorney. We are getting there. We are about to start the final day of trials for episode 5. So we got another 5-ish hours probably about in our playthrough. And so we're getting there. So yeah, let's get into this. Okay, February 25th. This is the defendant lobby, all right? But there's no defendant. I've been trying to reach Lana all morning. Where could she be? Where's Emma, for that matter? It almost seems as if... I wonder who that is. Something's been happening behind the scenes. Ah, Edgeworth.
Knowing you, you've already figured it out. Who the owner of the 77's ID number, that is.
Well, I have a pretty strong hunch. Do you remember from last time, Waffles? You know, it's been a bit.
It's Gan.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Which I guess would make sense that the head of the thing would get the really easy code. But it's a weird number. Just made the safe easy to open.
That's the code I have on my luggage.
Yeah. Looks like I'm not the only one who's figured it out. Weird that your employee ID was 1234567.
No, the only reason this trial didn't reach a verdict yesterday is because there was still room for doubt regarding this ID record. If that number does belong to whom you suspect, then no doubt will remain. After all, he hasn't been officially charged with anything.
True, not yet.
In any event, once all doubt has been removed from that list, I can call for a ruling. 5 minutes, right, and Chief Prosecutor Sky will be found guilty.
But she didn't do it.
I figured you'd say as much. That's why I came here, to hear what you have to say.
This is the first time he's ever done something like this. Lon is hiding something, and the only way we'll ever know the truth is to draw it out of her.
The truth?
Yeah, I know you're not used to caring about that, but... everything goes back to the SL9 incident.
Don't be stupid. Today's the last day of the trial. We don't have time to reminisce about the past.
Even if it is completely vital in actually solving this. Well, it depends on you. If she's found guilty, you'll lose your only chance to find out what really happened.
I'll think about it.
I'm just kidding, I'm gonna so cheat.
I'm gonna fabricate all the evidence. See you in court, right?
Wrong. Wait, no. That sorry. Mistake that sometimes. No, it's my name. This is it. If I'm ever going to find out what Chief Gant has on her, it's now. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. Defense is ready, Your Honor.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
Normally, this is when the prosecution puts forth its opening statement. Question mark? But before that, the police chief has a proposal to make. Oh, good. The culprit. Chief Gant. I'm a ghost. I just appeared here. That was a weird way for them to bring him in. Morning, folks. How's everyone doing? Hey, Udgy, been back to the pool yet? Why are you obsessed with swimming? No, I've been drowning enough as it is in my work. That's a good one. Don't think I can top that.
If you don't mind me asking, Chief, exactly what is this proposal of yours?
Lana, that is to say, the defendant, has asked me if she could speak directly to the court. She wants to do what? Having heard what she intends to say, I feel she should be granted her request. In the end, it should save everyone a lot of time and trouble.
They probably blackmailed her into saying, oh, if you don't do this, things will happen.
Really. There's something super suspicious about this. I mean, maybe if we didn't have 5 hours left in this.
Yeah, no, it's all gonna wrap up in 5 minutes, not 5 hours. Come on.
Which I guess I'm not technically supposed to know, but oh well.
What's this all about, defendant?
I'd just like to make one simple request, and I'll be finished. Well then, what's your request? Your Honor, I'd like you to put an immediate end to this trial. And to me. Wait, what? Huh? I confess to all charges against me. On February 21st of this year, I murdered Detective Bruce Goodman in the underground parking lot of the prosecutor's office. No, Lana? You can't. Your Honor, the defendant's claim does not change the defense's plea. In that case, Mr. Wright, I no longer require your services. Yeah, that is how that works, isn't it? Lana. Your Honor, I hereby forfeit my right to an attorney. The prosecution may lack direct evidence against me, but it has sufficiently proven its case through testimony and circumstantial evidence. I would like you to render your verdict now, if you please. Well, the defendant certainly has the right to self-representation. The request is legally valid, although this is an unprecedented situation. Indeed, it appears there is no further need to continue this trial, even if Mr. Wright may feel otherwise. This can't be happening. It appears the time for the verdict has arrived. This court finds the defendant... Edgeworth is gonna...
One moment, Your Honor.
Mr. Edgeworth.
Prosecution has not yet proven the defendant guilty beyond
Good.
reasonable doubt. Any ruling at this stage would certainly be premature.
Come now, Worthy. I threw her, I grabbed her and I tossed her away. That's how I got here so fast.
Or he's like, is sitting on her. He's like,
I brought a second podium. He just zooms out and there's just 2 podiums now. I understand this is a difficult time for you. But why don't you just be a good little boy and keep your mouth shut,
I don't think I cared for your tone, Chief Kent. You're getting a salary reduction.
What?
Creating another fabrication to cover up your past mistakes. Sorry, but I'm no longer the naive little boy you would have me be. With this sudden confession from the defendant, it's obvious to me some kind of deal was struck behind the scenes.
Some kind of deal, Not everyone operates as you do, Worthy.
I thought so. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to change its first witness.
Oh, to whom?
As its first witness, the prosecution would like to call Miss Emma Skye. I request the court hears her testimony.
even though she's not here. But cool. For a second, I was thinking, like, man, would it be crazy if he called Phoenix Wright as the witness? I don't think you can do that, though. I just don't think that happens, but that'd be really funny. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm exercising my right to self-representation. I don't think we need to continue.
Salary reduction for you too.
I'm your boss, and I control the paychecks.
I don't care what you, Miss Sky. The exposure of truth sometimes results in tragedy. However, no matter how tragic the truth may be, it would be an even greater tragedy to avert one's eyes from it.
Very well, the court shall grant the prosecution's request. That's okay with you, right, Chief Gant? Worthy, you'll live to regret this. Mark my words.
Is that a threat?
That sounds like a no to me. But okay.
Miss Emma Sky, please take the stand.
Looks like Edgeworth decided to take the horse by the reins.
Now then, witness, please state your name and occupation. My name is Emma Sky. My occupation? I'm Lana's little sister, and I want to be a scientific investigator. 2 years ago, you encountered the serial killer, Joe Dark, the Joe Dark killings.
I'm his biggest fan.
Is this correct? Yes. I'm trying my hardest to forget about that, though. Thanks for bringing it up.
Fuck you, Edgeworth. I don't love you anymore. It's okay, I like Phoenix better anyway.
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to recall those events one more time.
Mr. Edgeworth, please remember this trial concerns the murder of Detective Goodman. What is this shit about? Is an incident that was resolved 2 years ago really all that relevant?
Yes, it most certainly is.
Well, okay then. He sure gave in fast. Well, the only thing we know about this judge is that he doesn't have he doesn't have much of a spine. He just
then he doesn't want then he doesn't want a salary reduction too. So you know
that's true.
There's that.
you don't stand up to Edgeworth somehow, some way. He'll reduce your salary.
Now.
We don't even work in the same company. I don't care. I'll figure it out.
Please testify about what happened to you 2 years ago.
The trip to yesteryear has finally begun. It's bound to lead to the truth behind this trial.
I was waiting in my sister's office that day. A man came running in and took me hostage. Neil Marshall rescued me. I'll never forget what I saw in that instant. The man raised up his knife and stabbed Mr. Marshall in the chest.
It's a good thing you weren't harmed.
I passed out. I don't remember much.
That's understandable. However, please tell me, Mr. Edgeworth, what does this testimony have to do with Detective Goodman's murder?
That will soon become apparent, Your Honor. Because I don't even know yet.
I hope Phoenix has something here. I don't know. We're going on about this. I don't know. You've got to admire him for his courage, considering he has no evidence. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. Really grill her, Mr. Wright. Okay, so I was running Mr. office this day. It's that day. Okay, I'm just gonna start pressing.
Yeah.
Makes no sense. 2 years ago, the defendant was a detective at the police department, correct?
Yes, she was second in command under the deputy chief of police Gant. My sister, she was the best detective ever.
Yes, I remember. Deputy Chief Gant and Miss Sky used to be quite the pair.
I believe they shared the same office. That's right. I'd always sit at my sister's desk and dream about playing that organ. I wanted to play it that day too. The police department and the prosecutor's office held a ceremony that day. Lana promised to take me to dinner after she finished her work.
Okay, man came in running, took me hostage. A man?
Yes, Joe Dark.
Ah, yes, him. I remember him. Why is he relevant?
He is a man.
Phoenix, are you paying attention?
He was a serial killer. Joe Dark was brought in for questioning on that day of the ceremony. We were desperate to get anything on him that would lead to an arrest.
When he saw his chance, he fled the room, right?
Upon fleeing the room, Dark proceeded to take the elevator. He must have been in a panic because the elevator was going up. And he ran into Sky in Gant's office. There was a lot of noise coming from outside, so I opened up the door to have a look. That's when I saw him.
Yeah, Marshall rescued me. What was the prosecutor doing? What was the prosecutor doing there?
That day, there were two people present during Dark's questioning. Deputy Chief Damon Gant and Prosecutor Neil Marshall.
I almost forgot about Gant.
Neil Marshall had just received the King of Prosecutors Award. Young and dedicated, he went straight to the questioning room after the ceremony.
I assume that would also be why he was the first to run after Dark.
When Dark grabbed me, I thought I was as good as dead.
And that's when Prosecutor Marshall came running in.
I don't clearly remember what happened then. But
Can you tell us about that?
I'll never forget. But I did pass out, so I don't remember much. But I'll never forget.
Yeah.
Mr. Marshall jumped on Dark. Just then, the lights went out.
Lights?
It was just about this time of year.
You know, constant storm season, where there's electrical storms every day.
There was a terrible storm going on, and lightning struck nearby.
So the electricity went out? Wait a minute. If it was pitch dark in that room, you shouldn't have been able to see anything, right?
Right, but just then lightning flashed again outside. That sudden flash left an unforgettable image in the scene of my mind.
I see.
I told the detective about what I saw then.
The detective?
Yes, Detective Goodman. He was in charge of the case.
Detective Bruce Goodman, the victim. Yeah? So you spoke with Detective Goodman about this 2 years ago?
Yes, that's what's so scary about this trial. And you told Detective Goodman about what you saw? Yes, but at the time, the words just wouldn't come out. So I drew a picture.
A picture. Yes, I think she mentioned that before. Oh, Mr. Wright, have you heard enough? Might as well keep going and get whatever we can out of this. This picture the witness drew, I believe it has a very important meaning.
But the list of evidence I was given 2 years ago didn't contain a picture.
Witness, would you mind if we added this statement to your testimony?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I drew a picture of that scene once, but it seems to have been lost. Okay, so... You drew a picture of the scene you witnessed, right?
Yes, I wanted to do everything I could to help the investigation. I can still see it now, whenever I close my eyes. That's strange. I took over the case after Prosecutor Marshall died. Yet I never received any picture. Perhaps the witness is mistaken.
Oh no.
But I did draw it, I swear. I'm not just imagining it. Don't we have the evidence list?
We do. We have the evidence list and we have the picture.
Okay.
This picture that Emma drew. That reminds me. I guess I should check the evidence again.
Well, anyway, let's continue. I feel like that's a clue right there, like we should show.
I think
even
we might have to
further
present
evidence.
the picture on that line, but I want to get through the lines first.
Yeah, no, for sure. The scene that imprinted an image in your mind. Can you please describe it to us? The man.
Okay, so the man raised up his knife and stabbed, and this is the last line. So let's press this. And that must have been a real shock.
Even now, when I close my eyes, I can still see it just as clearly. Tell us. What were you doing at the moment? I believe you testified that Joe Dark was holding you hostage. When lightning struck and the lights went out, Mr. Marshall jumped out Dark. I was thrown aside and the two began wrestling each other. I'm pretty sure I was watching them.
It's kind of hot. Emma doesn't have any reason to lie. But Lana sure does. I need to get Emma to tell me as much about this as she can. That was the loop around. Okay, so let me look. Well, let's get to the line first. I drew a picture. Okay, so present. What do we have? So we have the piece of cloth, Emma's prints. We have the evidence list, which is ripped in half. So this part is all I've got. So this was, I think, the second. This might have been the second half of the list. We have the picture. I think this is where the drawing is. No, it's on one of these things. Oh wait, it's on the back of this, isn't it? Yep, it's on the back of the.
Okay.
So let's present that. I didn't even say it, which is fine. Mr. Edgeworth. This little girl put all her heart into drawing that picture. And yet you would insist on denying its existence?
Hey, I'm not the bad guy.
What the fuck, dude? I'm just asking, man.
All I'm saying is that as the prosecutor for the case, I wasn't handed such a picture.
That may well be, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Behold. This is the evidence list for the SL9 incident. Please turn it over, Your Honor. Turn it over. Turn it. Ah, what's this?
Yes. What is that? I was assuming he was going to be like, well, if I turn her upside down, I don't see it.
If you flip it upside down, it's numbers.
Hey, that's it. That's the picture I drew.
Indeed, two men appear to be wrestling here. I guess.
What's the meaning of this? It's just two stick figures with, like, a piece of chalk in one hand. What are you doing with that list?
Me?
Only the prosecutor in charge should have access to that list.
Huh. These lists, they're different from each other.
What?
It would appear, Mr. Edgeworth, that the evidence list you were handed 2 years ago was incomplete. These two lists fit together to form one. You can see the marks here where they were torn apart from each other. So you see, Mr. Edgeworth, it's quite obvious what happened. 2 years ago, only half of the evidence in that case ever reached you.
What? What?
Order, order. But Miss Sky, why did you draw your picture on the back of such an important list?
Because that's what Detective Goodman handed me in the questioning room, Your Honor.
Wait a minute. If this list was torn in half, then that means... Your Honor? Are you alright, Mr. Wright? Your eyes are bulging from your head. Your head's already weird shape, so it just looks really weird. If the evidence list was torn in half, then there might be more of the drawing on the back of Mr. Edgeworth's list. Yes, that's quite conceivable, Mr. Edgeworth.
It's possible. Let's see.
I was gonna say the two M's. It was like Majora's Mask. Is something wrong? It's a lot of M's. You even have to ask. Clearly, he found something.
Sorry, Your Honor. There is indeed something drawn on the back of my list. It's that thing.
That thing. The blue badger. That's that thing. That thing that was dancing in the evidence room.
Clearly, this act of vandalism is the work of a certain chief of detectives. He's getting another salary decrease.
I guess he was out of scrap paper. You used the other half of the evidence list to design the blue badger. That's so stupid. Very well, witness. Will you please testify about this picture you drew 2 years ago?
Hmm? Oh, yes, sir, Your Honor.
What's wrong with Emma? She seemed to be thinking about something when she was looking at the picture. Okay.
This is the picture I drew 2 years ago. The flash of lightning was so bright I could see all I could see were shadows. After that, I must have fainted. This picture shows exactly what I saw in that instant.
To think a flash of
just need
light
to step
could
away.
burn such an image in your mind. Oh, okay, yeah, no problem. Thanks to that, though, she was able to show us exactly what she saw. Well, I don't see any contradictions here. This clearly shows Joe Dark. Clearly shows Joe Dark about to murder Prosecutor Neil Marshall.
Alright, sorry about that. I just need to answer a question.
Oh yeah, no problem. The defense may now begin its cross-examination. Okay. So actually, I'm gonna go through them first. 1, 2, I just want to see 3. And that's strange. She claims that this is exactly the scene that was imprinted in her mind, and yet there's clearly a contradiction here. Okay, so picture it from 2 years ago. Did you draw this picture right after the incident?
I think I drew it 2 or 3 days later. At first, I was in such a state of shock that I couldn't do anything. During that time, the investigation team was reorganized. Detective Goodman was placed in charge, under the direction of Damon Gant and Lana Skye.
2 or 3 days later, the memory should still have been fresh in her mind. Excuse me, witness. But can you please tell us why this picture is painted all black? That's a good point. Right, all you see were shadows, okay. So at the time you didn't even know it was Mr. Marshall who would come to your rescue?
No, I couldn't see him clearly. The lightning was so bright, and I was knocked to the floor.
You were knocked to the floor.
Dark had a tight grip on me when Mr. Marshall jumped on him. I was knocked away. I turned around. That's when the lightning flashed.
Poor Emma. I'm just glad she wasn't hurt.
What happened after the lightning flashed?
I must have fainted. You mean you didn't see the actual murder take place?
No, I'm sorry. The flash of lightning only drove off the darkness for a split second. Not only that, but the trauma of the situation understandably caused the witness to faint. You really need to torture this girl any further?
What? Hey, I'm not the bad guy here. Okay, getting a little bit of revenge.
Anyway, this picture...
This picture's exactly what I saw in the incident. Okay. Sorry for asking so many times, but are you sure you drew exactly what you saw?
Of course, this is the exact scene.
It wasn't influenced in any way from your talks with the detectives.
Are you insinuating we somehow manipulated her memory, Mr. Wright?
No, of course not. I better watch out, or you might find some way to cut my salary. There it is. I don't. What did we say?
Nice. I drew this picture before I heard anything from the detectives.
That's so funny. We've been making that joke the whole time.
So I don't think anyone's story would have influenced me.
Mr. Wright, is there something that's bothering you about this picture? Huh? Oh, well...
It sucks.
Okay, so that's the loop around. So we have to present something on the picture. So I'm pretty sure it's here. So actually I'm going to do the thing. I'm going to do the save. Okay, so what do we got? Because this one I'm less sure about. So this was found in the safe. It is a piece of cloth. Emma's handprint on it. Clear imprint. Print belongs to Emma. So I don't know if that's relevant here. Photo of the awards. Meals, autopsy report. Stabbed in the back. Oh, interesting.
Because in that photo that she drew, he would have been stabbed from the front.
Yeah. Died from blood loss. Yeah, I think it might be this.
Yeah, try it.
Yep.
Oh, don't forget to save, by the way, too.
I'd already saved. Yeah.
Oh, you already saved. Okay.
Yeah, I saved before we started looking at the evidence, but it was right anyway. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this picture the witness drew contains a blatant contradiction.
What? You calling me a liar? But I still remember it just like it was yesterday.
Yeah, but you're stupid, Emma. I've been waiting all chapter for that. Mr. Wright, perhaps it would be faster if you simply pointed out this contradiction for us. What part of this picture contradicts the autopsy report? Him facing forward, question mark?
I would think.
I think it's this part here. I don't see what's so strange about that. We clearly got it wrong. That's because the drawing stinks.
We called it. It sucks. Mr. Wright, how could you?
You're not an artist.
The act of making an innocent girl cry should warrant the death penalty.
Rude. I guess he means I shouldn't shift the blame to others. Yes, well, so long as the defense has learned its lesson. I take another look at that autopsy report in this picture. Mr. Wright. Okay, that's just the thing. Okay. Well, I don't really know what he's...
Maybe, yeah, like his hand holding the knife?
Yeah. Oh, this is different, I'm pretty sure. The contradiction, of course, lies here. Take a look at the knife the man is holding. If you look closely, you can see its tip is broken. Even I don't have to look closely to see that, Mr. Wright.
But, Mr. Wright, look at the evidence. See the murder weapon? Its tip is broken, too.
If I recall, the tip of the knife was found broken off in the victim's body.
It's only a conclusive piece of evidence that proved Joe Dark was a murderer.
I'm afraid it's not so simple, Emma.
And where, pray tell, could you possibly see a problem?
Well, why would it already have been broken before he stabbed him? It's obvious, really. The victim suffered a single stab wound to the back. If the victim was only stabbed once, then the murder weapon should not yet be broken. Oh, what's the meaning of this?
Perhaps the knife was broken beforehand.
And he just stabbed him with the tip and held the knife up for to intimidate him. Sorry, but I'm afraid that's not possible. The tip of the knife was found inside the victim's body. If it was broken beforehand, it couldn't possibly wind up there. That's right. What does this mean? A lot of objections here.
The tip of the knife was undeniably discovered within the victim's body. The only possible explanation is the witness's memory is mistaken.
That's why I asked her so many times if she was sure she remembered correctly. I believe you were annoyed at the time, but she was sure she remembered correctly.
But there's no other way to explain this inconsistency.
Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. There is another explanation. Have you forgotten already? About a little something called falsified evidence.
You're treading on thin ice, right?
All I'm saying is that this broken knife tip might be the piece of evidence that was forged. You can't deny the possibility.
No.
Order, order, order. Are you saying the investigation really was corrupted? Your Honor, please allow me to once again go over the event that took place the day of the murder. I'm going to make a comic book about it. The police department and the prosecutor's office were holding a ceremony that day. After receiving the King of Prosecutors award at the ceremony, Neil Marshall questioned Joe Dark along with Damon Gantz. During his questioning, Joe Dark fled the room. Prosecutor Marshall chased after him and was killed by Dark. It is my belief that somewhere in this story, there is a lie.
I'm not lying. The man really was holding up a broken knife. If that's true, then there's no other way around it. This could not have been the actual murder weapon. There must be another broken knife.
What are the chances of there being 2 broken knives? Another broken knife besides Joe Dark's. Could there have been one?
Nah, she's stupid.
I want to say yes.
Yeah.
I don't think Emma would be lying here. That makes no sense. If the witness is this adamant about the accuracy of what she saw, it can't just be explained away by by a simple observational error.
Mr. Wright.
In that instant, Emma really did see a broken knife. I assume, then, that you have some information about this other broken knife? If so, please feel free to enlighten us. The murder weapon was already broken prior to the murder. There's only one way. Take a look at this. Here's the real murder weapon. Paper. Was it the pot? I think it's the pot.
Maybe?
That makes the most sense, because why else would the pot be bloody?
Mm-hmm.
And why would Gant want to hide the pot? The bloody pot?
If anything's broken here, it's you!
Huh? I'm sure this must all be very amusing to you, Mr. Wright. I guess I was wrong. May I remind you that the fate of Miss Lana Sky hangs in the balance. Sorry, Your Honor. Please give me another chance. Okay, I guess I was wrong. I'm actually in a...
Oh, Phoenix boy, you can't even save yourself.
It's funny. Okay, so... Okay. Maybe... Well, then I don't know what it would be then. Maybe this is the wrong line of reasoning, but it's not like I can go back.
Okay, let's go over everything first. It's not
be Edgeworth's knife. Okay, yeah. So found you can't. But bears Emma Sky's prints, but it's just a cloth.
Yeah. Evidence list.
Oh, I can't even look at the actual evidence list. It's the drawing is the important part.
What about that photo?
Oh, is it the fucking sword from the trophy?
Maybe?
Is that why after this incident they removed the sword from the trophy? Oh my god.
Maybe?
The answer lies, yeah, that's what it is. The answer lies in the past. 2 years in the past. Right here inside this picture.
This is the picture of the award ceremony.
Wait.
Ah!
There's another fucking like sword on to the right of the picture.
Like, yeah,
like
near
the knight's holding a sword.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's what it actually was. What is it, Mr. Edgeworth?
It's the broken murder weapon.
Notice the award Prosecutor Marshall is holding.
That's a broken knife.
As we earlier concluded, the knife in the drawing was not Joe Dark's knife. That being the case, the knife the witness saw was in all likelihood from this award.
Interesting.
Order, order, order.